It's 3:11 in the afternoon on March 6, 2013. Ocean City, New Jersey, 1st Street and Bay Avenue on the Great Egg Harbor Bay. We're the opposite side of the island from the ocean, but this is what's going on right now with this NorEaster. It's very reminiscent of Hurricane Sandy, in its beginning stages anyway. The main difference between Sandy and this storm is the tide is not quite as high. It's probably several feet lower. The wind speed is not as great. It's probably about 50 miles an hour right now. Sandy reached maximums of 80 plus. And this high tide is about now. Just as with Hurricane Sandy, the wave action is breaching the bulkhead across the street, and in the corner, past the tree there's some debris building up from presumably damaged docks and other woodworks along the bay. So there is going to be some damage in addition to what people suffered last October in Sandy. But there's no water in the street. At least there'll be no water in the street right here. I'm sure there's street flooding in different parts of Ocean City. We are one of the higher places actually in the city, and those that are more low-lying will have street flooding. I'm sure they already do. The additional high tide at 4 a.m., 12 hours from now, is supposed to be maybe a foot higher than this one, but I still am sure at that point we'll be without any water damage to these properties around here. The wave action is pretty strong, though. As you can see, the rollers are coming in almost as it would be on the ocean side, and that kind of banging is going to do some damage to wooden structures along the bayfront. I won't be able to take any film at the real high tide at 4 a.m. because it'll be too dark, but this gives you some idea of what's going on here today. It's now 3:35 in the afternoon, and the wind has picked up a little bit, and the tide is up a little higher than it was 20 minutes or half hour ago. I just wanted to give you one last shot. I can actually see wood floating in the bay near that corner area over there, and obviously the neighboring properties along the bayfront are losing additional woodwork. You can see how the waves are battering that steel bulkhead along the motel and along the street here. Other dock areas that are just wooden don't have the defense that the steel bulkheads do. So Ocean City's taking another beating. Pretty dramatic wave action over there across the street. Thought I'd catch some of that for you. There is water coming up into the street now too, but this is high tide, so it's not going to get much worse than what it is right now. But the bay frontage areas, the homes along the bay, are going to take a bit of a beating again. At least their exterior dockage. The wind is also picking up and howling a little more than it was. I imagine it's about 60 miles an hour. 45 to 55 sustained, I'm guessing. The gusts are higher. We've had some pretty strong gusts. We're just about at high tide here, and it's almost 4 o'clock. 1st Street and Bay Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. It's March 6th. We're getting some serious wave action over there, though, and I just wanted you to see the rest of that. We're actually attracting some sightseers, too.